They're here. Let's talk about the original Poltergeist, which recently celebrated its 40th anniversary this year. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1982 supernatural horror classic Poltergeist, released by MGM, directed by Tobe Hooper, and written by Steven Spielberg, Michael Grais, and Mark Victor from a story Spielberg wrote. Spielberg co-produces with Frank Marshall. This came out in June of 1982. Of course, this would be the other film Spielberg did that came out. Of course, this came out just before E.T. even came out. Of course, he directed that, but not this one. He lent this to Tobe Hooper, who, of course, most people know him best for directing the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Anyway, the film stars JoBeth Williams, Craig T. Nelson, Beatrice Straight, let's see, Dominique Dunne, Oliver Robbins, and the late Heather O'Rourke, plus Richard Lawson and Zelda Rubinstein. So anyway, Spielberg conceived this as a horror sequel to the success of his 1977 film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, titled Night Skies. Well, in a way. But anyway, Hooper was less interested in the sci-fi elements and suggested they collaborate on a ghost story. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, this was a big success and what have you. So let's get started in our story. Stephen and Diane Freeling live in, forgive me for mispronouncing this, Cuesta Verde, a California planned community. Stephen is a successful real estate agent, and Diane looks after their 3 children, 16-year-old Dana, 8-year-old Robbie, and 5-year-old Carol Ann. Late one night, Carol Ann inexplicably converses with the family's television set while it displays post-broadcast static. The next night, she again fixates on the TV, and a ghostly white hand emerges from the screen, followed by a violent earthquake. As the family awakens from the quake, Carol Ann eerily declares, "They're here." Bizarre events occur the following day. A glass of milk spontaneously breaks, silverware bends, and furniture moves on its own. These phenomena initially seem benign, but soon grow more sinister. During a severe thunderstorm, the gnarled backyard tree seemingly comes alive. A large limb crashes through the children's bedroom window and grabs Robbie and attempts to devour him. While the family rushes outside to rescue Robbie, Carol Ann is drawn into a portal inside the closet. After saving Robbie from the tree, which got sucked into a tornado, the family frantically search for Carol Ann, only for her voice to call out from the TV. Parapsychologist Dr. Martha Lesh arrives with team members Ryan and Mari to investigate. They determine there is a poltergeist intrusion involving multiple ghosts. Meanwhile, Stephen learns from his boss, Mr. Louis Teague, that the Cuesta Verde development was built on a former cemetery and the graves were moved to a nearby location. Dana and Robbie are sent away for safety while Dr. Lesh calls in Tangina Barons, a spiritual medium. Tangina determines the spirits are lingering in a different sphere of consciousness and are not at rest. They are attracted to Carol Ann's life force. Tangina also detects a dark presence she calls the Beast, who is restraining Carol Ann and manipulating her life force in order to prevent the other spirits from crossing over. The entrance to the other dimension is in the children's bedroom closet and exits through the living room ceiling. Diane, secured by a rope, passes through the portal, guided by another rope previously threaded through both portals. Diane retrieves Caroline and they drop through the ceiling to the living room floor covered in ectoplasm. As they recover from the ordeal, Tangina proclaims the house is clean. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go to the ending. So again, as always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Here we go right about now. Okay, you've been warned. Shortly after, the Freeling family have nearly finished packing to move out of the house, but before the family is to leave for the Holiday Inn, Stephen goes to his office while Dana is on a date, leaving Diane at home with Robbie and Carol Ann. The Beast ambushes Diane and the children, aiming for a second kidnapping attempt. The unseen force drives Diane to the backyard in the pouring rain, dragging her into the flooded swimming pool excavation. Skeletal corpses and coffins blow up around her in the muddy hole. Diane crawls out and rushes back into the house. She rescues the children and they escape to the outside as more coffins and bodies erupt from the ground. Stephen, accompanied by Teague, arrives home to the mayhem and realizes that only the gravestones were relocated. The development was built over the abandoned bodies. Freelings jump into their car and collect Dana just as she returns home. They flee Cuesta Verde as the house implodes into the portal while stunned neighbors look on. The family checks into their room at a Holiday Inn where Stephen promptly rips out the TV and shoves it outside. End of story. So what did I think of Poltergeist? Well, I've seen it a few times, and I gotta say, I recently revisited this on Turner Classic Movies the other night, and what can I say? I like it. I like it just as much as I did when I first saw it. I think it's really good, and this is a great film. This is another one of those few films that would inspire the PG-13 rating, which that wouldn't come until the mid-80s. This got a PG rating from the MPA. But anyway, yeah. Now, Tobe Hooper's direction for this was really good, and the story was really good as well. The music was done by Jerry Goldsmith, who I absolutely love his work and what have you. After he recently did the music for the Omen trilogy, and I know he's done music for other films as well, but he does a great job on this. This would be a big success for MGM, and it would go on to be the 8th highest grossing film of 82. Now, actually, I would mention that the film was initially received the R rating, but Spielberg and Hooper disagreed with and succeeded in having it changed to PG on appeal. And it has been reissued a few times. But nevertheless, the film has been released on physical media so many times. There's been a novelization. Anyway, it went on to make 121 million after it had been reissued a few times. It originally earned 76 million when it originally was out, and it also became the highest grossing horror film of 1982, as a matter of fact. Again, I really thought everything was really good. Our cast was really good too. Former soap opera star JoBeth Williams plays Diane. Craig T. Nelson, who would later achieve fame on TV's Coach, years later played Stephen. They are both good. Beatrice Straight plays Dr. Lesh. Dominique Dunne plays Dana. Oliver Robbins plays Robbie. And the late Hera O'Rourke, who right about the same time she would appear on Happy Days and later Webster, played Carol Ann. Let's see. Yes, I must admit, we had a lot of good ones. Let's see. Zelda Rubinstein played Tangina. Richard Lawson played Dr. Ryan Mitchell. Michael McManus plays Ben Tuthill. Virginia Kaiser plays Mrs. Tuthill. And Marion Cassell played Dr. Mari Casey. I think they were really good. Anyway, in the years since its release, it's been recognized as a horror classic. It got nominated for 3 Academy Awards and named by the Chicago Film Critics Association as the 20th scariest film ever made. And the scene of the clown doll attack, that was another big shocking thing I forgot to bring up. Ranked on Bravo's 100 Scariest Movie Moments, and the film appeared in the AFI's 100 Years, 100 Thrills ranking, a list of America's most heart-pounding movies. It would later be followed by 2 sequels, The Other Side, which would come out 4 years later, and Poltergeist 3 in 1988. Unfortunately, during the filming of that, Harold O'Rourke died as the film was finishing up production. But I'll get to that should I review these. And then there was a 2015 remake, which I'm not real sure about that, but well, if I happen to encounter it, maybe I'll give it a whirl. But let's not jump to any possibilities yet. But I might think of checking out the sequels. I think I've seen some of those too, but not all of them. But anyway, with great direction from Toby Hooper, great story from Spielberg and a couple of others, great score from Jerry Goldsmith, a great cast, great thrills, and what have you. So overall, would I recommend Poltergeist? The answer is easily hell yeah. This is one flick you've got to see if you haven't. And trust me, later you will thank me for it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what are your thoughts on Poltergeist? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned for my Halloween Spooktacular live stream coming up tonight, where I'll be watching Hocus Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2 back-to-back on Disney+. So thank you for watching, and if you like this, check out these other vids. In the upper left-hand corner is my review on Spielberg's classic from the same year this came out, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. The upper right-hand corner is my review on another horror flick that came out the same year, and that's Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which actually it's a re-review. Or if you would like some more ghostly stuff, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my playlist for the Paranormal Activity franchise. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.